name is Andrea, and for my informative speech, I will be talking about adoption. Imagine waking up from a nightmare and have no one to run to when scared. You have to lay back down and cry yourself to sleep with no one to comfort you. Waking up to a loving family can sometimes be taken for granted. We are so used to having our parents taking care of us that we forget that not everyone is as fortunate to have their parents to wake up to every morning. Today, I will be talking about the process that parents have to take in order to adopt. Then I will talk about the experiences that children have to go through while waiting to be adopted. And lastly, I will talk about the differences between fostering and adopting. To begin, I will start to explain the various steps for adoption and the process a couple has to go through before they can adopt. Important to know expectations. It is important to know the expectation of the parents that are trying to adopt. They need to know the amount of preparation that these parents have and know their experience with child in the past. There is a large diversity of parents. They could be single sex, same sex, minority couples, and unmarried parents. It can be a very long process, but it is all to make sure that these children go into good hands. In the article The Journey to Adopt a Child Who Has Several Needs, written by Ramana Denby, it says, according to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, in 2009, approximately 150,000 children in the U.S. were waiting to be adopted. From the public child welfare system, a decrease from the 2002 total when 134,000 children were waiting for adoption. Adoption has been a social issue because there are so many children waiting to be adopted, but so little amount of parents willing to adopt. The good news is that the numbers of children being adopted has increased throughout the years. The cost to adopt can range from $35,000 to $50,000. According to the journal article Adoption, written by Rachel Moody and Vindia Royo, it says adoption gives a child a second chance at acquiring a functional family that provides satisfaction to both parents and children in most cases. The process can be complicated, but it is all worth it. Once you have that child in your arms, it will make everything that you did be worth it. And not only are you making their day better, but you're making their whole life better. Next, I will talk about the experience while waiting that these children have while waiting to be adopted. All these children can differ from different ages, and some of them have illnesses. There are some with special needs as well. These with special needs can sometimes be called hard to place. According to the article, The Replacement Child, written by Olivia Dangu, it says, negotiating with the ghost signifies a crossing of boundaries into unconscious territory in which repressed materials such as envy, jealousy, guilt, and familiar and unfamiliar that frightens us threatens to return. What this means is that children are scared to live up to the expectation of their adopted parents. For them, it is scary to fail and to not be loved. And there's also cases where parents adopt children to replace if they've lost a daughter or son in the past, and this makes the children that are adopted feel guilty and feel as if they are taking someone else's spot. And they feel like they don't fit in and usually want to return. They have a fear that they will get rejected. A lot of these children also waiting to be adopted are usually sad and always thinking about what it is to have a family. This affects their learning because they are so distracted thinking about that. Lastly, I will talk about the difference between fostering and adopting. These two can be confused or misleaded by the different processes that each of them have. The main differences between adoption and fostering is that adoption is permanent. It is like you're their biological parent because by law, you're the parent can't and you're in charge and responsible for them for the rest of their life. Fostering, on the other hand, is temporary commitment, and it is under the custody of a state agency. According to the article, What is the Difference Between Adoption and Foster Care, written by Hedith Gonzalez, it says adoption offers legal security to adoptive parent children in a way that foster care doesn't. Fostering is temporary because you only have the children for a certain amount of time before they can return to their biological parents. But at the end, both of fostering and adopting, their goal is to have a loving environment for the children. Overall, it is a very long process when adopting, but it is all worth it. Now you know the steps to adopt and what the children's experience is while waiting to be adopted, and the differences between fostering and adopting. Adopting is a great idea and can influence the life for the better. If you ever come across the choice to adopt, don't hesitate. It can be one of the best decisions you have ever made. Thank you.